How to improve English speaking skills. Many students master the fine points of English grammar but find themselves at a loss when it comes to actually having a conversation with native speakers. In reality, the only way to develop fluency in speaking is by huge amounts of listening, and then practicing. The following are a few tips for improving English speaking skills. Don't forget that listening is the foundation for speaking. When you also want to practice speaking, here are some suggestions for how to improve English speaking skills. Expand your vocabulary. Gleaning new words day in, day out is a good way to widen your vocabulary. Commit to a suitable target. It can be 3 daily words or it can be 10 daily words. Even if you only have time to learn 1 new word per day, it is still worth trying. By learning 1 word every day, after 1 year you will have learned 365 new English words. Write the number down to remind yourself frequently. If you have a learning partner, share it with her so that she can check on your progress. Some good resources for words are the news, songs and TV shows, depending on your daily habits. If you love listening to music, pay attention to the lyrics and take note of the words you do not know. Improve your pronunciation. You might know a lot of words, but if you fail to say them correctly, you will not be understood. That seems like a waste of the time spent on remembering words, right? When using online dictionaries such as Macmillan and Merriam-Webster, make use of the little speaker symbol to check the pronunciation of any word that you are not sure about. There are English pronunciation tutorials on YouTube or podcasts like English Pronunciation Pod or American English Pronunciation to teach you the many aspects of American English pronunciation. Think in English. If you already think in English, it takes less time to produce or respond in everyday conversations. No translation needed. A good way to start rethinking is to keep a diary where you express your daily thoughts in English. It does not have to be perfect, it is more about getting out thoughts in English with less and less effort. Retell a story in English. Take the challenge a step further by retelling a story. You retrace other people's line of thoughts in your own words. I would start with a familiar story from your culture. Your translation needs to convey not only the meaning of words but all rhetorical and cultural nuances. Alternatively, you can choose different words to retell a simple story in English. Start from the basics, reading something like a fairy tale or a fable. Either way will be beneficial to your English communication skills. Find an English-speaking conversation partner. First of all, it's important to find native speakers to practice with. Students who are living around many English speakers may be able to find informal opportunities to chat with neighbors and local business people. Joining a club or a volunteer organization can be a great way to get to know people informally. If that isn't an option, consider hiring a private tutor. A lot of students find and meet with tutors online via tools like Skype or Google Hangouts. Make sure to listen as well as speak. When practicing with a native speaker, try to balance your listening and speaking. It's a good idea to prepare questions in advance so that the conversation will flow back and forth. If your conversation partner asks you a question and you answer at length, you can always turn the question back to your partner by asking, "What do you think?" or "What about you?" Record your conversation practice. Recording is a great way to get the maximum benefit from a conversation with a native speaker. When you listen again, you can evaluate your own pronunciation and notice areas where you need to improve. You can also review the content of the conversation, take notes on new vocabulary or misunderstandings, and prepare questions for the next meeting. Surround yourself with the English language. Another way to improve your English speaking skills is to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Watch movies or TV in English, with subtitles if you need them, and watch the same programs over and over. Most people find that they understand more each time. Listening helps you become familiar with the rhythms and intonations of English. Once the sounds are familiar, try imitating them. Practice with music and movies. Listen to music in English and sing along. Music is one of the best tools for learning intonation pronunciation. Listening to and singing songs might also help you remember vocabulary and phrases, if the song is easy to understand, and it will help you learn to pronounce English rhythm in a more natural way. By unconsciously imitating the singer, you'll learn to pronounce phrases the way native speakers do. One good song for ESL or EFL students is Tom's Diner by Suzanne Vega because it uses simple language to describe everyday scenes and actions. Movies are a much better choice for learning English. You'll learn vocabulary, idioms, slang, pronunciation, and listening by watching movies. Be sure to use my movie technique when you do this. Participate in public speaking events. Big universities, theaters and culture societies organize events like open debates, spoken word readings and improvised storytelling gatherings. These are places where you can come and mingle with like-minded people and practice speaking English. Many cities are now hosting TED or TEDx Talks where you can register to participate and share your innovative ideas. Check the events page of your local university to see if there are any available. It might be a nerve-wracking experience, but it would be great for your English. Using apps. Another option is to use an app to talk to native speakers online, in the comfort of your own home. Some popular apps are HelloTalk and Tandem. Basically, you register for an account, introduce yourself, your native language and your hobbies. The app will find you some matches, the people who speak English and want to practice the language you know well. All you need to do is to press a few buttons and start talking. Focus on English fluency, not grammar. When you speak in English, how often do you stop? The more you stop, the less confident you sound and the less comfortable you become. Try the mirror exercise above, but challenge yourself to speak without stopping or stammering, taking pauses between your words, the entire time. This might mean that your sentences won't be grammatically perfect, and that's okay. If you focus on speaking fluently instead of correctly, you'll still be understood and you'll sound better. You can fill in the correct grammar and word rules as you learn them better. Pay attention to stressed sounds. English uses stresses in words and sentences. That means when you speak English you'll need to stress, or emphasize, certain words and syllables, sounds, to give words and sentences different meanings. Listen to where native speakers place the emphasis when they speak. Try to repeat it the same way to improve English stress in your own speech. This won't only help you speak English well, it might even reduce misunderstandings. Sometimes the placing the stress on the wrong syllable completely changes the word. The word address, for instance, isn't the same as the word address. Address refers to a physical location where someone lives, and address means to formally speak to a group of people. Read aloud. Reading out loud is a great way to practice speaking when there are no conversation partners available. Reading aloud gives you a chance to focus on pronunciation and pacing without worrying about coming up with words. Make sure to practice with material that you can understand. Some students find videos online that have transcripts. Many TED Talks, for example, include word-for-word transcripts of the talk. By reading aloud from a transcript, you can check your pronunciation by listening to how the speaker says something. Talk to yourself. Saying your thoughts out loud or narrating your actions, "I am drinking coffee, and now I'm going to open my book," can be a very effective way to practice spoken English. By talking to yourself, you can become more fluent in translating your thoughts into spoken words. Practicing alone is also a low-pressure way to practice, since no one will hear your mistakes. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to our channel Test Your English Grammar for more videos regarding English grammar.